conversation on restorative practices for cohorts 1 and 2. The last time we got together, we had a presentation from Oak Ridge, which outlines in detail for us what restorative practices is. And so this sort of caps our conversation on what it looks like. So hopefully we will be able to see some things that will enlighten our understanding a little bit deeper about what components of restorative practices looks like in practice. And the students, at the conclusion of the harm circle, they will be available for a few minutes if you have any questions that you want to ask them. Okay? So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to Isabel, who is the facilitator for the harm circle. Isabel?
Okay. Welcome everybody to our monthly circle that we do. We're going to start off with stating your name and your grade. I'll go first. I'm Isabel and I'm a junior.
I'm Alana and I'm a junior.
I'm Angel and I'm a junior.
I'm Isaiah and I'm a freshman.
Mr. Grant.
I'm Chadha and I'm a junior.
I'm Destiny and I'm a freshman.
I'm Isabel Sosa and I'm a senior.
I'm Shayla and I'm a senior.
I'm Adrian Acosta, I'm a junior.
I'm Amy, I'm a sophomore.
I'm Alex, I'm a sophomore.
I'm Mariana, I'm a freshman.
I'm Salma, I'm a junior.
I'm Julian, I'm a freshman.
I'm Xavier Ortiz and I'm a junior.
I'm Jennifer and I'm a freshman.
I'm Stella Ortega and I'm a junior.
I'm Miss Callett.
I'm Eduardo and I'm a junior.
I'm Eric, I'm a junior.
Thank you. So we are here to check in on your growth since our last circle. We're also here to continue supporting you while you face challenges in and outside of the classroom. And I'm going to introduce Lalo to the show.
My name is Eduardo and I'm just listening to the talking piece. This is the talking piece. When you have the talking piece, you have the opportunity to speak. When you don't have the talking piece, you have the opportunity to listen.
And Eric?
Our circle guidelines, they are speak from the heart, your truth, your experiences, your perspectives, listen from the heart, let go of the stories that make it hard to hear each other. Trust that you will know what to say, no need to rehearse, say just enough without feeling rushed, be concise, and considerate of the time of others.
And Chadha.
The poem I chose was The Rose That Grew from Concrete from Tupac. It said, did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete, proving nature's laws wrong and learned to walk without having feet? Funny it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air, live long the rose that grew from concrete when no one else even cared.
Thank you. It's now time for our questioning round. We'll go around and you guys will answer the questions that I give you guys. How have the circles impacted you or affected you? I'm going to start off this way.
It's probably taught me how to interpret things more.
The circle taught me how to speak in front of a group.
It's improved my sense of community here.
I think it's made me learn to get along with others and to have an open mind.
Okay, I gotta think of it.
It made me feel more comfortable in talking in front of people like you guys. And
Made me feel more comfortable about talking about my feelings.
It's helped me become a better leader. It's made me do better in my classes.
Helped me become a better leader. It taught me how to listen.
It taught me how to be a leader.
It taught me how to be more considerate of others' feelings and not be so quick to judge.
Challenges me to keep my patience.
Taught me how to respect people more.
The circles taught me how to talk and communicate myself.
It's provided another avenue for for youth voice and leadership.
Respect other thoughts.
It taught me how to start over.
It's impacted me by seeing other people's lives and how they're different. What challenges have you faced? That's the next question. What have you learned from others in the circle? Others. I learned from others in this circle that just because you messed up doesn't mean you can start over again.
I learned how to respect what people were saying and to listen.
I learned a couple of days ago, which is why I just laughed. I think a couple of the students told us that the circle's usually very simple, and then when the adults get the talking piece, we use these big words and throw it all out of whack. So when I got it, I got stares like, don't say anything too big. So
I'd say I learned how to respect others' opinions and how they live.
I've learned that I'm not the only one that faces the same as you guys do. I don't have to like say it, describe everything, but we have challenges.
I have learned that if you really do push yourself, you will get what you want. And what
What I've learned from others is to be more considerate and understand other people's situations.
I learned to be more open-minded and to be more patient.
Pass.
I learned how to be more respectful. I've learned to be like more open-minded with other people's situations. I learned that other people go through the same challenges.
I learned that there's a lot of help out there that you can reach. You can put your hand out and you get your help.
I learned how to be more open-minded.
I learned how to trust everybody and how to open up to everyone else instead of like pushing everyone away. I let people in.
I learned from the circle and from watching students how powerful they are when they have a really good platform.
I learned that we're all the same, just different problems.
I learned that communication is key to understanding us.
Like Stella, I've learned that, but I've learned that to let people in. Okay, now, last question is, what challenges do you have in your life outside of school that sometimes affect you in school? What challenges do you have in your life outside of school that sometimes affect you while you're in school?
I need more sleep. I need to go sleep earlier.
I would say time management. It's hard to pack everything into one day.
I think family issues is the hardest thing. When you have family issues and you have to come to school and you have to like put a smile on your face and then just move on to like the day.
I think the same, and it's really distracting because nobody notices that, you know, something's going on and everybody thinks you're fine because you're just like acting like it's whatever, but it's not.
Say time management as well as with tablet. Just we can't like squish everything and do
Say family because of Jennifer said like you have to fake it, make it like sleep. Family problem.
Waiting till the last minute to do your homework. Procrastination.
Time management and waiting for the last minute, like Alex said.
I would say that sometimes that affects me like inside of school is like my bad attitude. Now sometimes like in school I'm more negative than what I should be.
One of my challenges outside of school that brings me into school is thinking of everything outside of school when I'm in school, and that really does challenge me because I have to think about it because I'm sitting on the desk, so that's what I tend to do.
Family issues because I tend to take out my anger on my friends a lot.
I'd say procrastination as well.
toddlers.
Family issues and time management. Not getting enough sleep. Like Isabel, I would say, I think too much and thinking in one desk, like all your thoughts come out once. So it's, we're going to suspend the talking piece and we're going to talk individually to our freshmen, or as Ms. Zielinski would say, our fabulous freshmen. First question is, how would you rate your classroom performance since our last circle on a scale from 1 to 5? 5 being awesome, couldn't be any better, and 1 meaning you received a referral and was sent out of class.
I'll go first. Can I say in like each class?
Yeah.
In Miss Ramos's class, I'd say a 5, and because I don't talk as much or I don't talk back. Like yesterday, she told me to be quiet, and I said okay. And then in Mr. Quell's, like a 3 and a 4, because yesterday I did my my test, and I usually would just write my name and take credit and take that as, but I didn't. I did it this time.
Ms. Ramos' class, 4. Because from last time, I think I got better. But yeah, I stopped talking a lot. I still get off topic, but I stopped talking a bit. And then Mr. 12, a 4 because from the last circle, like he was really cool, and then like after the last circle, like he was done. Like he started getting on our nerves, and like he stopped listening, and then. Ms. Ramos, I don't really go to her class. So then when I do, I think it's like a 5. And Mr. Cole is like a 3. And I never do my work, and I'm always talking and distracting class.
In Mr. Cole's class, a 1, because I got sent out with a referral for my phone going off. Miss Ramos' class, I said like a 5. I don't really talk as much as I used to. I don't talk back as much either. And then Miss Rowland's class, I say like a 3. She gets on my nerves. That's it.
Okay, so now it's time for our testimonies from our community advocates and Stella, who represents Ms. Ramos, one of the girls' teachers.
So Ms. Ramos says that, because we're just giving like important and like positive feedback. So Ms. Ramos had said that she feels like you guys are more positive, and she feels like that you guys are like when she asks you to get on task, you guys kind of like refocus and get on task. So she feels like that's what's improving, and she feels like you guys are getting better, like as it goes on. It's not like gonna change drastically, but she said it's changing.
And Angel, who's representing Mr. Quell.
Mr. Quell rated Destiny a 3. He said you're doing better and you have a good grade and your relationship is better. And for Jennifer, he rated you a 3. And he said you have your good and bad days, but you're definitely more in check. And Mariana, you're a 2. He feels like you lack confidence in math, but you're getting better. Oh, and you'll improve if you focus more, and that's it. Oh, Juliana, he also feels that you're a 2. You have poor attendance, but he feels you could do better too. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now it's time to generate some plans. We are here for you to support you. What do you think you can do to continue your growth? So to help you with this question, we want you to reflect on your 9th grade year. What would you do differently or better?
I'll start again. Like starting from the beginning?
Yeah.
Well, what I wish I would have done better is checked my attitude and talking back and gave math a chance, because it was sort of towards the middle endish that I actually gave math a chance, and now I like it. But in the beginning, like I said, I just write my name and take credit for the F. But in Miss Ramos's, just my attitude talking back, because I did like that class and the subject, and I like what I did in it.
What do you think you can do better, or what do you think you can do to continue your growth? So to help you with this question, we want you to reflect on your 9th grade year. What would you do differently or better?
Mr. Quells, honestly, when Mr. Quell, I used to only go when we had a sub to never mind. But Mr. Quells, like Jennifer said, because like we're doing like a lot of things now, and like I know, like I'm starting to notice it from the beginning of the year, but like I didn't think that like you really started doing it like at the beginning and then at the end. So like now like I'm kind of like lost, because like I didn't really care about that at the beginning. But now like I'm starting to notice like, oh, should this was from the beginning, should have listened. And then Ms. Ramos, just my attitude, because I really don't.
I think I should just start going to class more to Ramos etiquette and start doing better and putting effort to my work.
I think I just need to change my attitude. Whenever I'm in a bad mood, I tend to take it out on my teachers and everybody else. And if I can manage my attitude better, I think I could be a better student.
So I encourage you guys to, like Destiny said, to like control your attitudes, because that's what most of you guys are saying, that your attitudes like tend to get like the best of you guys sometimes. So I like would suggest that you guys just continue to work on that, because Mr. Quill, because I interviewed him actually, he said you guys like have your good days, but there's sometimes that there's bad days, but mostly it's getting better. Like Jennifer said, you're in check now. Like you've reached that point, but I think he thinks you guys can like all do a little bit better. And I also encourage you guys to do this. Like to make a plan, on how you can, like you guys are just talking right now, like every day go to like class with a good attitude, go like thinking like I'm gonna have a plan, I'm just gonna do my work, and then I can have the time that I want after, because you have all day to talk to your friends. But just have that good attitude and that good plan, and that will get you far. So now it's time for our, oh wait, no. So we're gonna agree, if you guys want to agree, to have our next meeting on May 20th to follow up just towards the end of the year more, and if you guys agree to that.
Yes.
Wednesday, May 20th.
What day though?
Huh?
Is it Wednesday?
I don't know.
Let's look at the calendar and see.
Wednesday?
Yeah, so it's a Wednesday. That's what the date that Ms. Stilinski said.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Is it in here?
It's
Oh,
fine.
in the classroom?
Yeah. So thank you guys. Now it's time for the closing ceremony with Salma.
Okay, so now we're going to close the ceremony by everybody has to say something nice about the person to their left.
Wait, which way is that?
This way.
Jennifer is well-going and funny, and she's kind of immature.
Positive.
Oh. She's nice. She's nice.
You're funny, you're outgoing, you're really mature, and I like your outfits.
Oh gosh.
Say
Miss Catlett is nice. She's funny. She's an easy person to talk to sometimes, and she's a good listener.
I like Lalo here because I think he thinks a lot and he doesn't share like a 16th of what he's thinking. So he has a really strong filter And I think that keeps his attitude in check a lot, because I think he allows his brain to just go, but he doesn't say much. And I'm the opposite, and so I really respect that.
Eric here, he's a nice friend.
Cause you copied her.
He's a nice friend, and well, because he looks out for his friend. I remember one time we went to eat, and I forgot my wallet, and he bought me food.
I like Isabel because she's funny and she's really easy to talk to. She's always smiling too.
I enjoy Lana because she's like really nice. If you talk to her, she's like really nice. She doesn't like ever say no. And her voice is like so soft. Like she can't even yell because it doesn't sound like she's yelling. Yeah, so that's my good one.
What I like about you, Lucia, is she's a nice person and she keeps me on track with her.
Isaiah is funny and nice.
Mr. Gray is funny. Crazy sometimes. It's on your side.
Michelle High is very snarky and funny. I'm sorry. She's funny and she's persistent. We had a small recruitment piece earlier in the year to open this up to the SLCs, and it wasn't so easy, so she beat the pavement like for weeks until she finally got into the 7th period because she had to balance this with ASB. So I give her credit for seeing it through because a lot of folks signed up, but she's here and she's participating and she's a great addition.
Okay, I don't really know Destiny, but you seem like a very nice person, like outgoing. You know, you say you have like your attitude, but you seem like you can like be chill and like really talk to.
Isabel, funny. You have really nice thumbs. You know how to keep it 100, even though it hurts my feelings most of the time. But you're really down to earth, and
Thank you. Shayla, you're a very great friend, and you're extremely pretty, and I am thankful to have you. Oh, how cute.
Avon's funny, and he has like his accent when he talks in Spanish because he's Puerto Rican, he's like really thick, and I don't know if he was
I think Emmett is a good friend. He has good personality. He's active. He has a lot of energy.
Alex, he's nice. He's good at basketball. And he buys me food when I ask him to. I really haven't talked to you, Maria, but Mariana, but I think you're a cool person to chill with.
Solomon, you're cool, and you're like outgoing, and you're easy like to talk and stuff, and you're chill. And yeah, I can say more of that. Julie, you're like really nice and like friendly and like happy. Just like about you. Literally, I just met him like the last circle, but I can tell they're really young because like the last time that we had the circle, he was like, "Oh, welcome to the circle." And then you can tell he keeps people in check. Literally, just a second ago when I was trying to put this on, he was like, "Stop talking." Yeah, it's cool. How about you?
Xavier.
I think I was right.
Okay. Thank you guys, and that concludes our circle, but we're open to questions.
Wait, I took a pass. Can I answer it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Do you remember the question? Which one did you come first?
The first one.
Okay.
Impact.
How have the circles impacted you or affected you?
It affected me affected me in a very positive way because now I know how Mr. Quell feels, and you guys made me like more patient and made me think a lot more of my actions, and that's what makes me want to change. Because if it wasn't for the circle, then you know where I'm going. But yeah.
Cool.
We have a question.
Do you want to be the question person?
Yeah, my question is, it seems like all you guys really seem to enjoy your circles. And have you guys made any like new and real friends from having these circles?
Yes.
Yeah.
So real quick, we have mentors here, right?
Yeah.
So if you can kind of real quick whip around, who are your mentors? So Isabel and Shayla, and then who are your mentors? So
And then Angelina.
And Angelina's not here, so and then.
Dulce, but she does soccer game, but she's my friend.
So they have some of those connections too with the mentors and then the additional.
And the mentors was a layer to the circle that was added after the first circle, right?
Yeah.
Correct, Mr. Godnick?
Yeah.
And to promote kind of an interaction and a guidance piece?
All right.
Like a one-to-one, kind of, one-on-one. Yeah.
Yes.
Have you guys noticed, has this changed you at all in your personal lives, like with your family members and people that you?
Oh yes.
Can you tell me a little bit, John?
Well, it changed my attitude really like dramatically. Like I'm way more patient with my parents. You know, I listen and I hate to be told what to do and I hate a no, I hate it. But you know, in class it's like the same thing. You know, when you have to be quiet, you have to be quiet. And now I listen. I don't talk back to them like I used to if they tell me, you know, because I do talk a lot. And so when they tell me to be quiet, I'm just like, okay, you know? Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes.
One question I had was, it sounds like you guys have been motivated in a positive direction. You're moving to a positive direction for learning. And I'm curious, are you more motivated for your accountability to the group, or are you motivated by self-awareness? Because now you guys, sounds like you're becoming self-aware, all talking. And I'm curious, what do you think is more? The group or learning about yourself?
Yeah,
Self-awareness.
Self-awareness. So, and to add to that, is it motivating you because you know you have to do this for yourself to better yourself, or because you also know you have to come back to the group with positive feedback and show some.
And then in turn, carry it with you outside of high school.
Self-awareness.
Yeah. You think?
Yeah, because, I mean, like, I'm talking a lot. Yeah, self-awareness because, like, you know how they said that they interviewed the teachers and, you know, they're saying all these things and it's like, I didn't know it was that bad, or I didn't know they felt that way. And it's just not like the circle. I mean, I don't think we have to come here. We could ask to not. And it's good for the future and, you know, future jobs because we don't really like our teachers and we're not going to like our future like coworkers or whatever. So we could take that. Yeah, it's fine. I mean,
So most of you guys feel like you're taking a skill from this group that you can transfer outside of high school.
Yeah.
You're a senior. Who else is a senior? You're both seniors. I thought you said you were a junior. So you feel like that will maybe transfer to college or career?
I think so because before entering like the circle, I didn't know any of these freshmen before, and like the first circle, like I didn't really understand like why they were like that, but you have to I didn't really take into account that they maybe that day that they were acting out, it was like because of family issues, and it kind of made me stop being oh, why are they just doing that, why are they speaking out or whatever, and kind of be more oh, maybe there's a motive behind it, and I feel like that will help me once I go to college to not be so quick to judge people and really understand the situation before doing that.
And to add to Shayla, and I want to be a teacher, so having these students around me and having different kind of energy and knowing how they work and how they think is going to help me with my future, because now I know why they're having these problems and etc. So it's really going to help me in the future. Yes.
So maybe I missed it, but how were the students selected to be part of the circle?
Oh, can I say?
Oh my God, that was scary.
Sure, definitely.
a while back, we had gotten in trouble with Mr. Quill. And
You're missing a lot of parts.
well, I'm just like,
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
that's good.
that's what happened.
Yeah, that is, good job.
no, but I mean, it was a process to get to where we are. And he picked out the people that are here, he picked us out and noticed like we're the problem and we're distracting the other people's learning. So he put us all in the back to just like, you know, if we want to not talk, then we have that choice and he's going to teach the rest of the class. Then when the bell rang, he was talking to us and we were all like, at the same time, just yelling at him and talking to him and being so disrespectful and rude. So I guess he asked for help and so we got here. Ta-da!
There was a mute.
And
What are you talking about?
did you also want to know about so there's some ninth graders and we want to go about the juniors and seniors here?
Yeah, I think it'd be helpful to
You guys can
understand
answer as
the
well.
makeup of the group.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so our 7th period is based on peer core and our restorative justice. So our peer core is based on if you get in trouble at school, we try to reduce our suspension rates. So we go to peer core and we get like kind of like a trial run, and we get an ACP, which is the alternative consequence plan. So with the alternative consequence plan, you get all of us, the people that are juniors that sit in the jury. We have a judge, we have student advocates and community advocates. And we all advocate for each other, and we make sure that we know what the harms caused, and we know what we did so that we won't do it again. So then that's when our restorative circles come in, and then that's when we all sit together and we talk about how we can fix the harm and how we can fix everything else, and so that we have a better school and we have a better community.
Restorative justice was somebody's, this group of boys' senior project, and they decided to make the senior project, and then they made a 7 period for it, and then we just kind of joined.
Originally, we went to UC Berkeley because they already had a restorative justice circle there. Now we took some of like our the organization, like how we have it, like we created it is from another restorative justice circle, and like all the ideas that we have was from UC Berkeley High School. But they had like a different like type of restorative justice because it was a bigger school. But we basically just altered it to fit into like Luther Burbank. So we made it more like more for like the community around here too, like so we can accept it.
And lastly, we're also like a group. Our 7th period is a group of children, a group of kids who are like all different. Like we're all like not like the best of students. Like we all don't have like no clean suspension records or stuff like that. We're a group of students who like have suspension records, been to the detention. Or like we also have good students too, but then there's a mixture, like to get like different point of views from everybody.
So as a follow-up, can I ask 2 questions? So for the ones who have been in the 7th period, so you've facilitated peer core, you're facilitating Harm Circle, what has been sort of your biggest learning throughout this process? Personally, as a community, just curious, your evolution.
Well, I personally learned to communicate with others, like at first, I'm kind of shy sometimes, not really, but sometimes. So it's just been like learning from different communities, like this community, like there's nothing like this like around the school. So we basically wanted to show it around, like, cause that's what, I don't know, that's like what I want to do. That's like a lot of us want to do, like to build community and to build, like, encourage each other. And that's what we do in the 7th period.
Yeah, just the learning process for you as a facilitator of both peer core and the Harm Circle process.
For me, I think it's learning, a really big learning experience and a leadership experience, because you learn to. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of like go off subject, kind of. So I got suspended and I had to go to peer court, and so I had to put myself and other people in how we normally are the jury, and we had to, judge those people and everything. So I had to put myself in that position, and I had to say, okay, I hurt somebody, I did something wrong, and now I have to, take responsibility for it. And I think that the restorative justice helped me, because it was like, okay, you have to talk to people how you want to be talked to if you were in that position. And I think I learned how to talk to other people if I wasn't in that position. So I think it teaches me a lot of leadership and a lot of people skills.
Anything else? That's it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's the questions.
We like questions.
So, one more question? So I understand that this is a continuing circle with this particular group, right, of students. Do you run other circles for other groups or other issues as well? Or is this the main circle?
We've had a circle in our 7th period because there was an incident in our 7th period, but we haven't expanded. We should. But we
I think
haven't.
that she's kind of, the
We do
group's
this-
using this
yeah,
as a test subject.
We do this group monthly, like, just like follow-up circles and stuff, but we haven't had like different people in our circles, have we?
We had the first one with the other group of young ladies, right? The first one.
Right? That's this one.
I mean, it was other people.
Well, part of those players have
Right, that's what I'm saying, some of the
moved
players
on
moved.
and shifted, so this is the core group that have continued to attend. Because they had options to attend, like one circle member said, she doesn't have to be here, she chooses to be here. So as the circle continues, it's changed and kind of, it's shrunk, pretty much, right? Yeah, it's these 4 out of the beginning was 7.
So it's voluntary for the freshmen that are.
Sometimes it's not. We kind like I think Salma kind of pushes her mentee like, come on, let's do the circle. Julie, we kind of push them because we see the potential in them. So we kind of like, all right, come on, let's go, let's do our circle. We have to make sure we get on top of our circle so that we all can change and we all get a learning experience.
So I had a quick question. I'm not sure if you guys covered this. What do you see for yourselves relationship to the circle? Sorry, seniors, that's not for you. For all the freshmen next year, do you see yourselves coming back, taking on other roles?
Oh, I don't know.
I see myself in circle, like soccer, since they push me to do better, and like when we have a circle, they're like they keep track that I'm coming in, and they're oh yeah, tell me about yourself.
Like, can you repeat the question?
I just want to know for the freshmen through juniors, what do you see yourself doing with relationship to the circle? Coming back, visiting, taking on mentor roles, or other
I would come back. I like it. I've made friends. It has helped me in all my classes, and I hope next year I can be a mentor to help freshmen that were in my position and have the same problems with the same teachers, maybe different ones, but this was a very fun learning experience.
Yeah, I would come back, I'd be a mentor even just like, because some of them aren't, or just, to contribute. And because what she said, like, they'll probably be acting the same, so, I want to, because it's better hearing it from a person that was once in the circle and was the problem. So it's better for like us to talk to them and be like, I was here too. And and then like once they learn, then they could do it, and then they could do it,
Yeah, just high five.
Yes.
Can somebody explain how, is it Mr. Quayle?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Quayle and Ms.
Ramos.
How they factor into the group. I heard an interview, so somebody goes out and talks to them about your monthly progress, is that right? So is that the commonality, you guys all have the same 2 teachers or 1 or 2 teachers?
The freshmen.
Okay.
So our we have SLC. So if they're all the freshmen are on one SLC, they have basically the same teacher all upstairs.
Okay.
So they kind of share the same teachers. So Ms. Rock, like how Jennifer was saying, they found kind of like an issue with them, or like they were a distraction or something. So we go out and as their student advocates, we talk to them and say, hey, what are their improvements? What do they need to work on? So then we, as a group, as our 7th period, we come together and we say, okay, this is the things that these girls need to work on, so these are the things we're going to talk about in our circle. And that's how we generate our questions, and that's how we generate, everything that we get out of our circle.
And I noticed the responses were really mature in that one of you guys, my view was kind of obscured, but was giving the feedback from Mr. Quayle, and I think I went to Jennifer. And it was maybe had a little negative tone, but you took it. You know, you didn't, oh, that guy's full of, you know, whatever. So is that a tone that you set, or is that your maturity starting to?
That's my maturity.
Excellent. That's great. Because I imagine if you were having that one-on-one conversation with Mr. Quayle, it probably wouldn't have been there. I don't know.
I think they learned that.
They're learning it.
Because in the beginning, when we told them like, oh, this is how Miss Ramos feels, and like in the first circle.
Yeah, that's what I'm
them,
curious.
Like the first circle, we're like, okay, Jennifer, this is what you need to work on. She's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I
Yeah,
guess.
I'd make
And
so
then
many faces. I'd be like, I
she
never
would have an attitude,
No.
but then I think I see it in all the freshmen that they're kind of slowly getting there.
Okay. All right. That's very, very cool. It helps me to know that there was a beginning attitude.
Yeah, it's
So like,
changed.
wow.
Yeah, I
That's
would
awfully
deny everything.
refreshing.
I'd be like, I never did that.
Well,
I did.
When she commented and gave the abridged version, it was there was a mutiny. Mr. Quayle was out on paternity leave, and when he came back, he noticed. Well, he noticed that a group of students had kind of taken over and run roughshod over the sub, and some were just completely checked out, like they left the room. They didn't even go in with the sub, and so then it was just really difficult for him to kind of reinsert himself as the leader of the pack, because he had to fight with the other pack leaders. So.
And then we also had Mr. Cole. A lot of us have had Mr.
Everybody
Cole.
has.
Well, a couple of them haven't.
Oh,
But
no.
so we kind of like got common ground with that. Like, okay, we've had him. We know how he is. We believe you. Like, you don't have to act like that because we know how he is.
Plus, he's not getting any sleep now.
Yeah.
So I was curious, at some point, were Mr. Quayle and Ms. Ramos part of the circle? That's
No, they were not.
Just represented through interviews.
Yeah.
There was another question over there.
I just popped in, so sorry, but I've seen your circles before at the school, and I think they're amazing, and I've seen you in peer court. I'm curious, if you reflect back when you were middle schoolers and elementary school kids, it seems like a long time, but if you had arm circles back then, and there was a culture of that, what do you think? Would that have been a great?
I actually was going to bring that up, but I would just stay quiet. I was actually in a kind of harm circle, not really. It was more like mentor and mentee, and we did not have any of this, honestly. Like this circle right here is 1,000 times better than the circle that I was in. Me and my mentor never spoke. I talked to her more than I didn't even talk to my mentor. Like we never speak. If we had like a meeting, we'd probably be like, hey, that's about it. And like this circle right here is like really, really, really a lot better than any other circle that I've ever seen, honestly. And I love my mentee.
So can you recall some specifics in terms of what are the differences? What's made a big difference for your interest in the circle?
There was more like they'd make the choices and they'd make the decisions on everything that we do. And here everyone has an option, everyone has an opinion, everyone throws out what they think, what they want to do, and it's a lot more comfortable to be in.
And I also noticed that you have 2 adults in the circle, but it's a student facilitating, not the adults. Does that make a difference?
Yeah. I think it makes a difference because it's kind of like we're listening to teachers 24 hours a day. Like we're always the teacher is the one who talks, and the teacher is the one who teaches you. I think having a student talk is more comfortable because
Less
it's like
intimidating.
yeah, it's like less like talking to you right now is kind of like hard because it's like I have to talk right or I have to say something. I feel like if I don't say the right thing, then I'll be looked at wrong. So if we have Isabel facilitating, like okay, Isabel, like if I can give her that look, like okay, can we do this or can we do that? So she kind of gets that vibe. Like, okay, let's change a little bit. As of a teacher, they're just like, what are you doing? Or like, why are you looking at me like that? They don't kind of get the hint, and Isabel will kind of get the hint. Or any of us will kind of get the hint.
It's more comfortable.
Yeah. And like, oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, you.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, when we did have a lot of teachers, like that first circle, we had like a lot of teachers, I feel. And like Mr. Gray would always say like big words, and I would just be like, what? What are you saying? But like he said, like he learned to like calm it down because like now we only have 2 teachers. I mean, we had like Mr. Godnick, Ms. Solinsky, we had heck a lot of teachers. So now it's like it's more like, and these teachers are cool, so it's like we're not a teacher, but he's counselor / teacher kind of.
So, I have a question for Destiny and Mariana and Julie and Jennifer. So the first time we did this with them, you know, like I was like, okay, there's issues going on. You know, I've talked to your folks and everything. They say it's okay, we're gonna go and do this thing. And you guys were like, you had no idea. And then you came into that room and like there was a circle and you had to sit down, right? You guys remember that?
Yeah.
What was going, I have, I guess, two questions. One, what was going on in your head? And two, what do you think we could do to make that process work better? Because I don't know if we did it the best way. Yeah, in the future.
Okay, can I go first? Of course. Okay, well, when I first came, they all did not look nice. They had like, you know, faces, like they looked so mean, so intimidating, and like they looked like, you know, we're gonna get you in trouble. You did really bad, and I felt like, oh my, like, you know, I just wanted to get out. I was like, it feels weird. It felt like so much, like really bad vibes, and the tension was like, you know, it was like, oh my God, I just did not want to be there. So I think in the future, you could smile, you know, and then say like, you're not in trouble. We just want to help you.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, and then just like make them feel comfortable from the beginning. Don't wait and have it a process to feel comfortable. Try to just jump right into the comfortable feeling and
Yeah, smiling will help.
yeah, it will.
You guys made us feel like bad. No, like you guys made us feel like we were like this bad, like very, very bad.
Yeah, the way you guys spoke too.
Y'all was like,
Mr. Quell said.
Yeah.
And, you know,
like all of you guys were scary to us.
Yeah, I was scared.
Yeah, we were also
after
we did our little deliberation.
Yeah.
I think we're like, oh, I think we're a little harsh on them.
Yeah, we did.
We were just, well, me, I know, because I talk and I talk and I talk and I talk. So I knew like, they're probably like, what? It's like, why is she doing that? Or why is she being so mean?
Yeah,
So I'm like,
especially you.
In the first circle, I didn't like it. I felt like you guys were attacking us.
Yeah.
I was like, my
yes.
feelings with her, I was gonna cry. Like, I was like, stay strong. But, yeah, I think you guys could, like, when, like, next time, like, smile. Like, hi, friend. Like, hey, how you doing? Like, ask questions. Like, not just be like, you did this and you're gonna do that.
Or,
and, like, oh.
you know, another thing, hear their story first.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys jumped right into what the teachers feel.
I was about to cry
Yeah.
and see. I was like,
Yeah, you Julie. Were you even there?
okay, do you have any more questions?
How do I feel?
Yeah,
What
how do you feel about your, how do you feel about the first circle?
The first circle, I honestly felt heck disrespected. I was like, what am I doing here? You can even ask these three. Like, I felt
Like,
so
we all
disrespected.
did.
Yeah, honestly, we all did. Like, especially me, I was heck mad out there. I was like, I know I did something wrong, but I did not have to be there. I felt kind of like controlled by you guys. And then like Jennifer said, like you guys didn't make us feel comfortable. Like you guys honestly just like threw it all on us. Like we know what we did to be in here, but like you just threw it on us. And honestly, I did not know I was gonna get this close to Stella. Like she was like, I remember the first circle. Like I was just looking at her like, I'm not gonna stop talking. Just being honest, like I was just like, dang, her responses are so long. Yeah, like now like. Yeah, just smile and like she said, like just let them open up first.
So what made you come back after that experience?
okay, what made me come back was, I didn't like the first circle, obviously, but I was gonna give it a chance. I was gonna take a risk, and I did, and look where we're at now. Like, it's not a very detailed answer, but whatever.
To be also honest, Mr. Gardner came and got me. Like honestly, like I remember the second circle in 6th grade. I told Desmond, I was like, no, I'm not gonna go. I was like after the first circle, I was like, no. But yeah, and then like I even told Desmond, I was like, I'm not gonna go. And then like 3 minutes before the bell rang, Mr. Gardner comes in. Okay, can I get Jennifer and Destiny and Julie? And I was like, oh no.
Julie was heck of it.
And then like the second circle, I started liking it because like that's when like I started feeling more like real. Yeah.
Anybody from the first circle remember when you prepped? Was there a purpose behind that? Being a little bit heavy-handed?
Yeah, because like the first questions that Ms. Linsky came up, I didn't say anything, but they're kind of hard. It's like, what do you expect your ideal hallway to look like? And I was like, well, I wanted to be quiet without like getting like people in the way of my way, but now I was like, that's kind of mean. Like, we
Yeah,
started off
because they talk
nicely.
about all the freshmen.
And then they
Yeah.
said, they specifically, the freshmen, and then some of them said like, we're rowdy in the hallway, and I'm like, wow, you got the wrong group of freshmen.
Yeah, that we make Burbank look bad.
Yeah, and you guys, there is freshmen who are rowdy and whatnot, but not us, like, we're a little more mature than to be running and being loud, and I was like, I mean, that's true, but like, not with us.
No, we're the Fab Four.
So I think that as that first circle, I think since it was more the beginning of the year, and as I was a freshman before, I mean, I was really bad. I was not the best student, honestly. And I feel that as freshmen, the younger you are, the less you realize. And I feel like we were like, oh, well, we want this, this, and that. And we see it more like as we're older, so we want quiet and we want better. And you guys are freshmen, so you guys don't really see it like, we want to have fun and we want to do this. But now you guys are kind of seeing like, oh, we were kind of loud. And I'm noticing like you guys are all kind of like quieter now in the halls. And you guys are what we wanted our hallway to look like. Because you guys are now realizing how it should actually be and how you guys are maturing now and you guys see it the way you guys.
This is modern. I just kept looking at
Sorry.
it.
And yeah, that's all I had to say.
Anyways.
Do we have a question?
Yeah, I have so many questions, sorry. One, I commend you guys, I don't see any cell phones out, which is awesome. The other one was privacy. How do you guys handle what you discuss here once you leave? Do you have any rules?
No.
Or is it just happen?
Yeah.
So it's confidential. It's confidential, basically.
Yeah, we signed a form when we like began the seventh grade.
So it's a,
Yeah,
you guys all abide by that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
But a lot of us have like, again, like the same classes, so like, we talk to other people, but we talk about this, because this is more like of a 7th period kind of like, I mean, I talk to like Stella sometimes because she's in my class and she's been in the circle. But I don't talk to anybody that's not been out of the circle.
Okay. That makes sense.
Ooh, can I ask you? Alright, so I'm real close. As for all of us, we hang out outside class and sometimes outside of school. So for us, we talked about the circle together, not really much with other people. So yeah.
They can't relate, they're not in
Yeah,
it.
they're not in it.
They don't know.
Yeah, they don't
Plus, they're
understand
not
that.
like on our level. Like, no, because we have progressed. You know, we're somewhere else, and they're somewhere else.
We top
So you
notch.
know, it's easier to talk to each other, and then we know the conversation. We know why we're in here, and like other people are just like, you know,
We have a more open mind to each other because we know what happened and other people won't get it. They're like, oh, why'd you do it? Or
they'll probably even cheer us on.
Yeah,
They used
good
to.
job. Like, look what you did to the teacher. Proud of you. I'm like, oh, thanks. But with us, we tend to, like, I don't know how to describe it, so I'm just like,
We're like the 5th grade squad. Like the little friends. No, for real.
we literally have like almost every class together. Every class.
So one last question. So it's for everyone. I'm curious about how you've applied some of the skills that you've learned in the circle to other classes and or to other classmates who may not be within your SLC and or in your classes. I'm curious what that looks like.
Okay, so when in like I think the second circle, no, the first one, when we found out the way the teachers felt, I took it in and I began like to like I don't know how to explain it. Like I basically like told other like kids like, oh, you know, they have feelings too. They're just like us. They want to have respect. They want to like fit in with us too. And I will basically I became a leader in like some of my classes, not all of them, but certain ones. And I was like, I sometimes put them in check, you know, like this is not funny, take it seriously. Like there's times where you laugh and there's times where you need to be serious and yeah.
Well, can I answer too?
Absolutely.
Well, the way that I took it, it's like, cause you know how they interview them and they tell us how they feel. So it's kind of like when we're in other classes, and you see the teacher getting frustrated. It's like, you know, when they gave us that feedback to us, and I just put myself in the teacher's shoes, and I'm like, what if I was standing up front with these rowdy, loud kids, and they're not listening? So it like, I try to put them in check and be like, you know, like, be quiet, like, you're frustrating the teacher, you know, it's not easy. And then, like, what was I gonna say? Like, you know, and it's crazy too, because some of the stuff that when I check other students, I notice those are some of the things that I used to do. So, yeah.
Any more questions?
I have a comment real quick. I'm a former student here, worked here for a while, and I just have to say I'm proud of all you guys. Just a little bit that I've heard. Good job.
Round of applause.
Thank
you. So are there any other questions? I told Ms. Valinsky, their teacher, that I would release them at 4:40, because I'm sure some of them have other things to do. Any other last parties?
Any more questions? I like answering them.
So I just want to say, one point, yes.
I'd like to hear from those who haven't spoken yet. And I'm very interested to see if this circle, this activity, has changed your perspective about your future and your career goals. So we can start off with those we haven't really heard from.
Lola. Start. Go, Lola. Go.
Oh, okay. So I like being here because I think if I was when I was a freshman and I had a circle like this, it would have really helped me with my grades.
How about your career goals?
What my career goals?
No? You don't see it as being connected?
Oh yeah, well yeah, listening to others and judging by it.
Would you mind sharing, Lala, what your career goal is?
What would you like to be when you grow up?
On the spot.
Well, I want to be a cop, so that's help me.
You'll be good for that, so.
I guess somehow it'll like connect, because what I want to be, I know it has something to do with like an office.
Is there people in the office?
I don't want to do something crazy or something like that. I would like an office with stability. That's what I want.
That's it.
Okay, well, what I want to do, I want to be a child psychologist. And like, I feel like being in the circle, it helps me because I can listen, I'm listening to others and learning how to listen to them and communicate and how to speak. And when I was a freshman, I actually didn't know anyone at school because I was like new to the district and to the whole school itself. So I felt like it would have been a nice, well, I wasn't like a troubled, like not troubled, but I mean like, I wouldn't do a lot of bad things, is what I'm saying. I'm a good child. Yeah, but anyway, like I just didn't know anyone. I was like really shy. I didn't like to talk. So yeah.
I know people who like
Along. From my 7th period, like I'm a quiet person, but like being in my 7th period, I learned how to like speak up more and talk to different types of people and get to actually know them, and not just like I'm not gonna talk to them. And like it helped, like so for my profession, I was a pediatrician, so I know I'm gonna have to like speak up and communicate with different people. So I'm
I want to say mine differently than now. All that. I'm very like boisterous and I like to speak a lot, and this helped me because like I want to be a lawyer like someday, and I guess I'm gonna have to talk a lot, and I'm gonna have to like I'm gonna have clients and I'm gonna have to like understand them, and it's kind of like what we're doing here. So yeah.
I was going to say I wanted to be maybe in the future a politician, and the 7th period gave me like a different perspective on everybody's opinions, and I learned to accept them, and how other people have different mindsets, and how my mindset relates to theirs, and how we can like all connect, or we can't, but then if we can't connect, then I can accept that, and I don't have to show like an attitude towards someone that I don't like.
I think the 7th period made me smarter, especially being around these smart people like Stella and Isabel. I'm smarter. But yeah, I think it made me think about what I want to do, think about life more. When I go to 7th, when we have like cases of 7th period, like people will talk like they didn't think twice what they did. Like when they got in trouble, they just like they didn't know what they were gonna get into. And in the future, I just like want to think twice before I do stuff wrong.
Them too.
This helped my communication skills. I used to be so shy, like I would have talked. Yeah, I feel like, but I used to be more.
Yeah.
Like I would have talked to anybody.
Like the first thing you roll.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to be a nurse, so this helps my communication skills a lot.
This 7th period, it kind of helps me like to take out another option for a career. Because if I don't make it in sports, then I could take law or other stuff that I could do in the future.
And it made me more comfortable, and it built up my communication skills. And I don't know what I want to be in the future. Even though I'm a junior, I'm still thinking because there's a lot of things I could do, but I don't know what's right for me.
No.
If I could add 2 things really quickly. One, I think they don't show it, but there are a lot of strong personalities within the 7th period, and I think Ms. Lindsay does an excellent job making it a family atmosphere and having another strong personality kind of bringing them together, so it's not a clash, it's a really good mesh. And then 2, with the peer court, each student rotates being an advocate, so they've all been the leader of a case and had to draft a statement and interview the students, so that's working on those communication skills and speaking in front of folks because they have to represent their student and their respondent, so it's really helping them rotate and talk to each other and advocate. Even sometimes when they'll come to me and say, I think they're lying, or I don't think this student is really aligned with what they say, they still have to be an advocate for that student for an alternative consequence plan. So big shout out to Mr. Linsky, and then great job to these students for
Thank you.
doing
Before you get dismissed, I just want to thank you all for staying after school and helping us to learn from this process. And I also want to say that when I was here and yelling at you guys down the hallway, that this would have been nice, right? It would have been nice, freshmen, juniors, right? But you guys have come a long way, and I'm so proud of you, and thank you for doing this.